Hello. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. I gotta try to put this on and drive. Let me see. There we go. Got it. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Today is Monday, September 29th. Whew. Another weekend behind us. Another weekend to look forward to. Shout out to my girl Lex. Today's her birthday. Happy birthday, honey. How was you guys this weekend? Did you guys get any rest, any sleep? Did you catch up on your shows? Did y'all do anything fun? What happened? Tell me. Oh, yeah, thanks for picking up, guys. I sure appreciate you. Yeah, what did I get into this weekend? Not too much. It was busy because Friday they had was it this Friday? Jesus Christ. Yeah, Friday they had youth night. Yeah. And then so that was watching them cheer. And then Saturday there was a game, watching them cheer. And then yesterday Sophia had tumble pros. Today she got cheer practice. Tomorrow she got tumble pros. Oh Lord, help me. Help me. I gotta get from behind this long line of people who ain't ready to go to work. I'm not at the highway. I'm near the highway. I'll be getting on in about another minute. I'm hungry. I want to eat real bad right now. I guess I'll get behind this BS right here. I ain't gonna skip all y'all today. I'll wait till I get to my exit and then I'll skip everybody. Gotta take the VIP slot that's not even available. Just go grab it. Anywho, so yes, another week. I'm over here paying the $5, and it's all good. It's all good. Oh my goodness, did y'all see y'all, I don't know if y'all saw this, but it's not even, listen, I don't even know if it's national news. I just know I saw it, but apparently, the others got to shooting again in Michigan down to the, and I'm always saying this, and I wasn't laughing because, well, I was laughing because to me it's funny, but I always say like, okay, let me buy a vowel, excuse me. The white man got to shooting down to the church. What do I always say? The Latter-day Saints church. Jesus Christ, the Latter-day Saints of the Church of Mormon. That's what I always be saying. The Mormon part I always add because that comes from the commercial. But yeah, he done got to shooting down to the Latter-day Saints church, shooting the people, and then he proceeded to burn that church down. I said, oh, Jesus, the only person that can help. The others are losing their mind. And here's the thing about it. They stay losing their mind. It's like, listen, I don't even, like, religion is probably what got him motivated. It's not even necessarily, well, even religion is political, but it's funny because it's just kind of like the white people who want to go crazy, they next in line. They like, I'm about to snap. I'm about to snap. This is why you got to be careful and keep your head on a swivel everywhere you go, especially if Whitey is gonna be there, because they are losing their minds as a group, okay, as a race. They've been lost their mind, but now, they shooting the people so much more now. And the thing about it too is, you know how they talk about black on black crime. Listen, white on white crime, Asian on Asian crime, those are real things. Most people live within community of people who look like them. So a crime will likely be committed by somebody that looks like you. The difference between black on black crime and white on white crime is how it gets reported and how often it gets reported. That's all. And if the agenda is to make one group look a certain way, then you report on their negativity more so than not. And so, but now that everybody has a phone and a drone, we can see white people have been burning shit down since the beginning of time, and they have not slowed down. They have not slowed down. And now that we under a dictatorship, a regime out here, the white people are losing it. But that man went down to that church and said, "Listen, Lord, forgive me for I have sinned." He lit that match and walked off. I think they might have got him though, but the damage is already done. The people died. There's no more. You will not be having church next Sunday. I bet you that. Not there. Whoops. And it's terrible. It's terrible, but I'm not laughing at their misfortune of death or anything like that, but I also do believe that I'll be dealt with accordingly. And that's why a fellow sinner, a fellow anything won't be telling me, motivating me, or making me feel. I will be dealt with accordingly, and you are not the person that's going to be dealing with me. With that in mind, that's why I always say, I'm going to do and I'm going to say what I want. You either believe what you're saying you believe or you don't. Okay? As soon as you get a heaven or hell to put me in, let me know, and I'll see if I can make any changes. If not, not. But yeah, you're going to have somewhere to send me before I worry about what you think about what I said or did. Because I'm going to do what I want. But anyway, and I suggest y'all do the same too. I mean, listen, if, like I said, get paid and stay out of jail. If you could do those two things right there, everything else is negotiable. It's like, oh, I don't know, I got to see. Yeah, I got to check my Palm Pilot. I don't know. But yeah, so much going on down to the blogs, but I wanted to talk about a couple of things that I saw. I'm in a couple of groups, right? I'll be telling y'all that, and I do be trolling. I got to, you know what I mean? And so I'm participating. I'm participating in the bull. But like I said, even though I'm participating, I don't believe that there's a male loneliness epidemic. I don't believe that there are gender wars. That's not what's happening here. It's not. Nobody's at war. The only wars are internal. Okay, and like I said, happiness, feeling good, feeling free, that's an inside job. No one else is responsible for it, and nobody else is making anybody do anything further. No one's going to make anyone change. Change is an inside job. You're going to do it on yourself, or it's not going to get done. And that's the bottom line. That's how it's always been. Every time you've ever changed, I doubt you giving anybody else credit for it. When you really think about it, no one can really get the credit for something that you have to put the work in to do. And so some of the stuff I saw this weekend was, and this is not, it may not be new, but it's something that I just saw. Now, one thing I saw was Cam Newton. He strikes again, okay? He's talking to Jason Wilson. Now, I don't know if y'all know him, but Jason Wilson is like a wellness kind of coach. He does a lot of discipline, karate. He trains up young boys for discipline. He likes to work with young boys who may not have their father around and things of the such. Very smart. I'm sure he's done whatever he's done over his lifetime, but he has clearly done the work. And so while he's not perfect and nobody is, he's somebody that I do respect. And I think that he has really good things to say. He's a good messenger, So he's sitting down with them, and you could just see that Cam doesn't want to have to address and have certain conversations, because it's nothing he's not. Cam Newton thinks that he's mature enough to think past a certain point, but he's not. He doesn't have the range, and the level of work that he needs to do to get the range, he still has not done it. Now, whether he's trying or not, I don't know. But I'm not giving him credit for trying. I want to see the result, because the result comes from doing and not trying. Okay? That's what I believe. That's what I've witnessed, and that's just the bottom line. So until I see the result, then trying is for him to care about and not us to care about. You try on your own, the result is what you show other people. Okay? So, because if you only trying, then you get to always just be trying. Finish strong. Okay? There's certain things that we need to be able to do for ourselves in our lives that it's going to always be a project that doesn't end. Like self-esteem, confidence, There's no end point there. You know, you could ruin it for yourself, and if you're not careful, you could let other people ruin your self-esteem and your confidence. So it's an ongoing project of self that you need to work on at all times. And so, yeah, you might have a full-time job or other things and hobbies that you're doing. You need to add that onto your plate. Um, but yeah, so Cam's up there, and it was just interesting. I said I was going to watch the whole thing, which is not true. I can't really stomach Cam for that long. But it was just interesting to watch him be so, what's the word I'm looking for? Like, against, you know what I mean? Like, not wanting to hear, like, unwilling to have a different understanding of what he so-called believes. And it is my belief, the way that he keeps pointing out that his desire to get married, the way he explains it always pisses me off, but he explains it as his desire to get married is lower than his fear of getting divorced. Okay, now, again, everybody's not perfect, and divorce is an option. If it's not going to work, you have the option to go down and use the tools that are in place to get your stuff together. You know what I mean? And do what is necessary for your life as it pertains to whether you sign off on that paperwork or not. To me, Cam is so scared of getting divorced because he knows that he's not going to do what's necessary to maintain the commitment. That's not something that he's willing to speak out loud. He's using divorce, and he uses the word divorce as if it's this entity of its own that could potentially be out to get him. So therefore, he doesn't. So to me, that means, as a person watching him, he doesn't see divorce as something that he would cause. Okay, he talks about it as if it's something that would just invite itself into his life and then make things happen, as opposed to, just like when he said, I just want the babies to come, as if he has no participation in how a baby gets here. You see what I'm saying? And so Cam is a person who refuses to take accountability and responsibility for not only the part he plays, but then the results that he gets. And what's interesting about this is I would like to think that his football career may be the only place where he took responsibility. I'm not a big football fan, so I don't know what other people might know about his career and where he found himself and how he performed. I don't know. I know he was a good MVP. Apparently he was a good quarterback, black quarterback, blah, blah, blah. I do remember seeing him when I lived in Charlotte. He was extra big, extra tall, extra fine. And then he turned into the Mad Hatter. Every hat he found, he said, I need you to put a hole at the top so my hair could come out and I could be looking crazy. Cam, it's too much. More importantly, like I said, Cam is always pissing me off because I can't find my leggings because he done bought them all out. Anyway, the point is, Cam Newton has a lot of work to do. He's not somebody anybody needs to be listened to or taken seriously when it comes to relationships. His fear of marriage is like, you haven't been married. What are you afraid of? You don't know what you're talking about because you ain't been there. Okay? And so that's one way to be like, how would you know? You're not married. You've never been married and you've never been divorced. You don't know what you're talking about. And so you're afraid of something and you're treating that something as if it's something that's out to get you potentially, and no, that's not true. What I do believe is that Cam has seen a lot of things that happen with his parents. His parents are still together. They've been married for a long time. But there's something, and clearly he's not going to throw his parents under the bus. But that's the only way to get the answers that we would need as like people who are watching. That's what I believe. His refusal to throw them under the bus is why he can't even fathom taking accountability for something like that. He done seen some shit between them two people. And like I said, the key to a long-lasting relationship will simply and always be just don't break up. Okay? Just don't break up. And then you get to say, I've been with this person for 25, 30 years. But because everything that goes on in relationships will happen. You see what I'm saying? And so that's how I know that's the key. Only thing you have to do is go through all of that stuff without breaking up, and then you get to say whatever it is you want to say, basically, about how you stay together, why you stay together. You get to say all those things. Just don't break up, and your relationship will last forever. And I mean, don't break up, and I'm talking under any circumstance. You'll have your breakups, you'll have your times where you're not, together or doing whatever. Like, all of those things can be included. Some people don't want to go through all of that. And so that's how people end up divorced and actually broken up for real, for real. But, Camden seen something with his parents, and because he's not willing to face it and say it out loud, whether he's saying it to us or even himself, that's the reason why he struggles the way he does when it comes to relationships and his ideas of it. Because he knows doggone well his parents probably should have been broke up. And because they didn't, he's devastated by, like, you know what I mean? Like, he just can't, he feels like it couldn't be him. And because he respects his parents, it's not for him to put their business out or say what he thinks, because the truth is, as a child, you still don't know the ins and outs of your parents, nothing. You know what I mean? So you saw what you saw, but please, they was together before you got here. So it's stuff about them you'll never know. And unless they tell you. And parents his age, our parents' age, they not can't really talk about all that stuff. But yeah, so that was a situation with Cam, but it was just interesting to see that. But I also wanted to talk about platonic friendships and relationships, okay? And I think I've addressed this before, but it came up again on my For You page, and I just found it interesting. But here's what I will say. Platonic relationships and friendships between the opposite sex, to me, and in my opinion, in order for men, this is the reason why, if I'm in a relationship, I'm not really tolerating a male, my man, having a female best friend. Enough, guys. But okay. You see what I'm saying? Because here's the thing. I'm not going back and forth with you about this. You don't have to give up your friendship, and I'm not asking you to do that. I'm just saying that's not something that's going to work for me. We're not compatible if you have a female best friend. Okay? That's just it. You could call it and name it whatever you need to call it. That's not something I want in my life. Okay? And so if I get with somebody and all of a sudden he starts saying he got a female best friend, okay, and that's who you should probably try to date and see what's up, because the truth of the matter is this. Unless he is gay, you're not on the phone with him at night the way women be with each other. You're not sliding down the wall, mostly talking to him about nothing. Y'all don't be at the mall shopping. Stop. You're not having a real friendship that you have with your friends, your girlfriends. Okay? You're not. You're not. And so one or two things has happened. Either y'all have already had sex and decided that it's better to be friends, it's easier, it makes more sense to be friends, or he's waiting in the wings. And as soon as the door opens this much and it seems like y'all can sleep together, he's going to take the opportunity. And as long as a male is willing to sleep with me, he's not my friend. Because I got friends and I don't want to sleep with none of them. Okay? I love all my girls, and it would never happen. And so as an opposite sex friendship, it's like, we cool, but we not best friends. Like, let's be for real. If I give you an opportunity to sleep with me, you're not going to be like, girl, hell no, don't nobody want you. That's not what you're going to say. That's not what you're going to say likely as a man. And so because you're not going to say that is how I know we're not friends, because that's what I'm going to say to anybody I know that's only a friend to me and I don't want to sleep with. I don't want to sleep with any of my friends. If I'm wrong about anything like that and they were to ask me, bitch, you see what I'm saying? So the same would have to be true for the opposite sex. As long as the opposite sex is willing to sleep with you, you're not friends. You're just in waiting. You're in the waiting period. Okay? You're in the waiting period. And your willingness to stick around and listen to everything I have to say when I do get a chance to say it, just waiting for the opportunity to finally go in for that bogus kiss they do on TV where it's like, you know. But yeah, I don't believe in platonic friends. I think men and women can be cool, but my true belief is that I don't believe men see the value in female friendship in this way. They're not calling you to go to the game. They're not calling you to come to the opera with you. They're not doing that because y'all are not friends. Y'all cool. Y'all peeps. But y'all not BFFs. That's not what y'all are. Y'all don't share the level of intimacy that women do with each other. Men don't even do it with each other. So there's no way. It's just not a way. You know what I mean? And it's also giving, all you have to do is look back at your life, right? And then just know that even though you don't want to agree with me, and you don't have to say anything out loud. You don't have to tell anybody that you know what I'm saying is true. But we both know what I'm saying is true. Okay? It's true. Now, speaking of platonic relationships, don't forget, we going into the fourth quarter. What does that mean? Homelessness, hobosexual season is here. It's here. It's usually here all year long, but it's here, it's coming, and winter is coming. Okay? This might be the coldest winter ever. Y'all read that book? I did. But yeah, be on the watch, because this is where even, homosexual season is a real thing, as we all know or have witnessed. I hope you're not one of these people. And I'm talking to women and men. Okay, so but be on the lookout, because this is where the whole we're friends and it's platonic comes in at. This is also where 50-50 comes in at. Enough. I've had enough. Okay, I've had enough. But listen, I'll be the one to tell you if nobody else does. Okay, don't do it. Don't do it. Okay. Well, you're gonna pay the price, or you're gonna pay the price, and so you could choose to pay the price. You do have that option to pay the price. But I'm gonna suggest and make sure you know that you will be paying the price, and that's just it. As long as you're willing to pay it, I guess you can do whatever you want, as long as you know what's coming. And here's the thing: if you don't know what's coming, you can't say I ain't tell you, because I'm gonna let you know. I'm gonna let you know. You will pay the price for going 50-50, living with somebody when you don't have to. It's one thing to try to live with somebody because y'all are both trying to save money, and I think that would be the more realistic way to go about it, even if it was going to be with the opposite sex for any reason. Let's just be real about what we're trying to do here. You don't have to try to trick me into anything. But unfortunately, the way the patriarchy is set up, being tricked and manipulated into things is the preferred way that men like to interact with women. Because for instance, if you're not going to get a relationship out of it anyway, he's still not going to be happy if you say, okay, well then let's just see each other when we want to see each other. What that really translates to though, is me seeing you when I want to see you. You don't come in my life and tell me, well, we both have the option. We don't both have that option. Okay? If you're trying to get on my team, and then I say, listen, I don't want a relationship, or you don't want a relationship. If we're both saying that, that means you can't harass me and be like, you didn't answer the phone. I know. Like, you think I don't know that you called? I saw. I didn't answer the phone. Either I couldn't or I didn't want to. I will call you when I want to see you. But unfortunately, you're not going to always be able to just call you. It's not fair. It's not a fair game, but it is the game that gets played. So we're not talking about fairness. We're talking about just what it is. Like I said, if you live in reality, then you don't have time to be whining about what's fair and how things should be. You should just be focused on how things are, and then move according to the reality you live in and not the fantasy you want to be in. Okay? I've made it 7:54. Yeah, 7:54. 6 minutes. Dougie Fresh, y'all. And speaking of Dougie Fresh, hold up. They're going to be at homecoming, and I got to go to homecoming now, because ain't no way I'm missing a Dougie Fresh party. Ain't no way. I said, damn, do I have to wear sweats and sneakers to this party? Because the way I'm going to be all the way to heaven ain't going to make no sense. I can't wait for that party, because we going to be rocking. Dougie Fresh gets the party started every time. He's been doing it for over 30 years or more. That's going to be good. That's going to be a good one. And so, but yeah, anywho, Why am I parking over here again? Is it gonna be? I'm gonna just park here for now when I come from lunch, cause I guess I just got used to parking over here. Let me see. Okay, I'm gonna do this one. I be needing a lot of space when I park, but I like a lot of space when I park. I hate when people park like assholes. When I had my other car, all my other cars. I mean, sometimes with this car too. When people park like an asshole, I don't care. You can hit my car. That's what I be thinking. You can hit my car, cause I'm gonna squeeze in my spot. I'm gonna get this spot. So if you parking like a dummy and you think, oh, ain't nobody gonna park right here, I used to always do that. You can hit my car. I did not care. My car used to be banged up, scratched up. I don't care. I'm not parking all the way down there because you're an asshole. Okay? The same way I'm not doing 150 miles an hour because you're behind me. I'm already doing 149 miles an hour. And now here you come behind me trying to get me to do 150. Go around. You're going to do the crashing, not me. Okay? You crash, not me. Anywho, peeps, I'm gone. All right? Y'all have a good day today. Don't let nobody piss you off. Today's Monday. Don't let Monday, be the Mondayest of all Mondays. Mondays are Monday every time. Okay? So let's act like we know that. Let's not get pissed off. Let's just get through this day. And I'm gonna do the same. I'm gonna do the same. I'm gonna have me a good day. Y'all have a good day. And I'll see y'all in the morning tomorrow. All right, peeps. Oh yeah, and I was talking about some other stuff, but we'll get to it tomorrow. We'll see. All right. Bye.